Okay, let's get you queued up here where you're ready to start snapping. Take a look here. Okay. All right. From this angle, it's kind of over the shoulder, back to your punter. What I'm looking here for mostly is what your arms are doing, and you look pretty good. The rule is your arms should be straight but not locked out. As long as you've got a little bounce in the elbow, it's good. And what this does for you, it lets this part of your back, your lats, and your rear delts do some work. Okay. And so if you've got a short arm or it's bent, like alligator arm type stuff, you're not going to have a stronger pull. And I use the example all the time of like a tug of war rope. You're not going to grab it right next to you. You're going to reach way out in front of you and get it, and you feel like you're strong right there. Same thing here. You're going to make sure you lined up where your arms are straight so you feel like you can really pull the ball back with a lot of force when you get started. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. So I'll get rid of that, and we'll kind of scoot through here, check it out. That looks real good. You trailed off there at the end. Let's see if we can figure out what's going on. Yeah, I think I know. Okay, watch your feet real close. Watch your right foot first. It moves back a bunch. Watch your left foot. You kind of stick it. Your right foot does a lot more moving right there. So if that's the case, that means this foot got back deeper, this hand stayed on longer, and it pushes the ball over here. So don't stick that left foot. Let them both move. Okay. So as you kick back, you're going to get speed on the snap 3 places. From the initial pull, we just call it the pull, the crunch, and that's when your upper body kind of folds down in half. So you got to pull a crunch, and then you got to pop, and the pop is when your legs lock out. Okay, and that's going to give you a whole lot of speed too. But that initial pull, all of it's important. It's sort of like doing cleans. You got multiple movements, and that one lift. That's kind of how a snap is. Okay, so you're going to have to pull quick, crunch hard, and pop your legs good. And it looks to me like on this one that you're sticking that left foot a little bit and causing you to push it over there. All right. Your hands kind of push opposite. So if it goes here, it's this arm. If it goes over here, it's probably this arm that was on longer. Okay. But not a bad lineup, not a bad snap all the way around. Okay. Next shot here, side shot. This is my favorite. I can see the most. Okay. Number one, your feet aren't even. You've got to be square base on this. Snapping is the only time in sports where I can think of that you're not going to be on the ball of your feet either. So your feet are nice and flat. All you've got to do is get them squared up. So one trick, you can put your toes on this line with the football up here and train yourself to always line up square-footed until you get the hang of that. But this will cause you trouble right here. And that's kind of what I suspected on that first shot. This foot's dropped too. So if it kicks more on this, see that? Your right foot comes hard and your left foot stays. That's what I thought I saw the first time. That's pushing you to the punter's left. Okay? So you got to work on getting your feet coming through there and moving the same way together, kind of. You may not land perfectly, but you can start perfect. Let's back up here. So watch your foot here. Right foot takes off, left foot not so much, and it pushes over there. Okay? And then on the side view, you can really see that too. Watch your feet real close here. Okay? Nice job with your hand finish. You got your palms out to the side. That's what it ought to be. I wish you'd open your fingers up and not have a fist there. The last thing that pushes off that ball is your fingertips. I kind of like to see them extended there so I know you got everything you could on the ball. All right, on this shot, let's talk about stance real quick. Okay, right here, the feet are a problem. Your knee's okay as long as it's even with your toe. I just don't want your knee out here where your heel comes up off the ground. Okay, that's not that big a deal what you're doing right here. Um, but you could shift back a little. It's sort of a weight from your ankle forward. You don't want to dig your heel in real heavy, but you want your heel on the ground. If you're up on the balls of your feet, it just causes balance problems and will cause you to send the ball real high when you snap it sometimes. So just don't get your knees way out past your toes. But if you could sit back another inch or two, that would help you. Okay. Um, a good thing is this gap you've got right here between your chest and your quads. You need that to get a good crunch. So this position, you look good on the arm. You're going to have a strong pull. You're in good position for a crunch. You're not in bad position to get your leg locked out. Okay. But I think you could shift your whole deal back. Now, if you wind up trying to sit back with your butt touching that line, you're going to have to pull your football back too. Just because you shift back doesn't mean your arms are going to grow longer. You know what I mean? So you got to pull the ball back 2 inches if you're going to put your butt back 2 inches, if that makes sense. Okay. All right. Next thing, I'd like to get this roundness out of your back. So if you want to shift back, when you do, you're probably going to feel too low. But here's how you fix it: take your head and tuck your chin to your chest like you're making a double chin. And then have your dad or your coach or somebody, whoever you got, take a picture of you from the side and see if your back's not flat with your head touching the line like that. Okay? And all you really need to see is your punter's feet or his ankles or knees. If you start seeing his jersey numbers, something like that, you're probably snapping it over his head or up in his face, which messes up his hand to foot time. So those are a few little things you can fix. Yeah, you're turning your body. See how your whole deal turns? Watch your right foot open up. It slides, but it hooks around because your left foot sticks. And now your butt's pointing over here to your punter's left. I hope that makes sense to you. I mean, it does to me. I mean, I can see it, what's happening there. But you're kind of twisting. Line up square, shift your hips back, tuck your chin to your chest, and get everything straight right here. And this thumb situation, you got to get your right thumb around that ball, which is going to cause you to have to pull your guide hand down the ball a little bit. And if you can do those things and work through that, I think you're going to be in great shape because you're doing a lot of stuff right. Pull harder too. Like at some point, I ought to see a really strong 90-degree bend in your elbow. I really don't. You get close. You're close right there. But that ball's coming up and back at the same time. And you've got to get those elbows driving back. They're going to be 90 degrees and they're going to be coming back here 90 miles an hour, man. It's kind of like using a whip. Okay. Work at that stuff. I think that'll help you a bunch.